Hey y'all, how are you? I am in East Texas. It is almost 80 degrees today in March 16th today. So I'm out here in the garden and getting things planted. Today we are going to till up a new spot for some rows of corn. We're going to plant, get another spot tilled up for zinnias for the pollinators. And then one more spot that right now I lost my mind and I can't remember what it's for, but I'll tell you in a minute when I remember. So, what are you up to today? Are you doing something useful? Are you doing something for your greater good? Or are you sitting and worried about what other people are doing? Let's not do that. Let's worry about what we're doing and actually not worry, because worry doesn't help anything. It produces fear, it produces anxiety, it produces depression. Get out there and work the dirt. Get out there and work the dirt. So that's what we're out here doing today. I want to show you what I purchased a while ago, a new thing for the garden. I want to get a bunch of berries in, and so I want to show you the new berries that I got today. Let me back up here on my trusty golf cart, and we'll have a chat. So today, I got two loganberries. You say, what is a loganberry? Well, loganberries are a cross between raspberries and blackberries. They are heat tolerant. They are vigorous self-pollinators, and they will grow good in this Texas heat. So I wanted to have something new for the garden, something a little different, something that everybody doesn't have. I picked these up from Tractor Supply. They're $8.99. Tractor Supply here in East Texas also had the blackberries and the blueberries out. They also lost a big amount of their crop, their plants. I guess it could be a crop. They lost a big amount of them in the freeze that just was, obliterated all the plants. But while we were there, they got a new shipment, all fresh plants. Plants are running about $5 for a 4-pack this year. So used to be they were $2.99 to $3.99, but they're all starting around $5 for those now. So they've gone up since last year, but still a fantastic investment. I bought the two of the loganberries today, and then I got this fertilizer. It is specifically for berries. It's called Berry Tone. It's organic. It's ideal for blueberries, strawberries, and raspberries. It was $8.99, I think. So if you're going to grow blueberries or any of the berries, this might be a good one for you to pick up and try. We'll show you as the plants go on how it worked out for us. So that's what I'm going to be using in those. I'm going to plant them today and get the soil amended and get that ready to go. Speaking of, I picked these up at Walmart a couple days ago. It was $10 for the pack. There's 3 in here. They're still wound together, so I can't take apart and show you, but it's got the little pick to pick the soil, the little rake, and the shovel. They are metal. And I got the yellow handles so I could see them. And I'm going to keep them on my golf cart so I know where they are. Everybody here has a pair of them. And sometimes if you see one sitting somewhere, you just pick it up and they all look the same. But mine are yellow and I will know where they are. We'll just keep them all central in one place on the golf cart. One cool thing I did see on, I don't know, Facebook or somewhere, one of the garden pages was showing to put a mailbox in your garden, and that way you could put your tools, those tools like that, or little snippers or your gloves or whatever, in the mailbox in your garden, and you'll always know where your tools are. So that's something we're thinking about doing as well. What's in your garden? What have you been doing today? I need to pause through here so y'all leave me some comments and tell me what's happening. What have you been doing? Are you asleep or are you up in that garden? Okay, so today also we are going to till a new spot. I showed you already the big, huge garden that we have, but we're going to plant some corn. One of them is glass gem, I think it's called, like a jewelry gem. And then the other one is a black corn, and it's great for popcorn. When I go get the seeds out of the house in the next video, I will show you what they look like. They're beautiful, so we're going to try that and see how they turn out. Last year, well, the year before, when we planted corn in Missouri, they grew this big, like, you know, the little oriental corn, like when you go eat at the Chinese restaurant, they have those little baby corns in the stir fry. Anyway, they have those little tiny baby corns. That's how the corn grew, and it wasn't supposed to. So trial and error on that. We're going to try again this year and see how this corn turns out in this different climate. I don't know if climate had anything to do with it, or just it didn't want to grow. So we're going to try that this year. We're also tilling up a big patch for zinnias for the pollinators. The bees love zinnias. The birds and the butterflies do too. So even if you're not going to take heed and plant a food garden, if you would just like to see beauty in your yard, plant some zinnias. You will have loads of butterflies of all different colors. It's amazing to look at, and it'll make you happy. Zinnias are happy, happy plants. Also, the plum, we have a wild plum tree in the front yard, and it is full of blossoms. The freeze did not kill them, so we are very happy about that. It is loaded, and I mean loaded, full of blossoms and bees today. The whole tree is buzzing, just buzzing. So that made me think about, I have read and studied so much about raising bees, and that was something I wanted to do while I was in Missouri and did not have the yard space or someone to allow me who did have acreage to put them out there. So we are going to try that this spring. Go ahead and get a hive and see if we can't bait some bees into it. If not, we'll buy some. But a good time to try is in the spring. So that's on my list of to-dos. Also on that wild plum tree, last year they said it produced very well. This is a new property for my mom. All of the family is planting here who chooses to plant. And that tree, the people who owned the property before said was loaded with wild plums. And so we are going to can some wild plum jelly and then just some wild plums. Also in our area, well, not too far from here, is Uford Peach Tree Farm. And so when the peaches come out this year, we are going to buy bushels of peaches, and we'll be putting up peaches. We'll be making some peach preserves as well. And they also have strawberries where you can go pick your own strawberries there. There are two places in the Tyler area that have pick your own blueberry farms. So we'll be going out there and picking blueberries. We are going to preserve as much food, whether we grow it or we buy by the bushels this year during the summer. So, you know, we'll be set. I'm encouraging you all to, if you don't know how to can, find a mentor, somebody who knows how, somebody knows how the old ways. Get a book. Do something. Don't just sit there. Start getting your jars, because if you go where somebody teaches you, you bring some jars for you, bring some jars for them, you know, barter that knowledge. It'll work. You know, a lot of people will do that. Just start talking to people if you don't know how to do something. Most people are more than happy to help you learn if you're willing to learn. But if you just sit there and wait on the world to take care of you, it makes them a little mad because you're not trying, and they're doing all this work while you're out there playing and having a good time. That's so not cool. So like I said, find you a mentor. Plenty of people who will help you if you are willing to help yourself, or you offer to barter for services. If you don't have money, A lot of people say, well, I don't have money, I can't do that. Well, guess what? Come out and work the garden one day in exchange for a service. You know, come out and build something if you know how to build something. Come out and mow the grass if you know how to run a lawnmower. In exchange, there's a lot of people who are older who might not can get out and cut the grass anymore or whatever, and they're having to pay somebody to do it. But instead of them having to pay money that they don't really have, they would be willing to give you that service of how to can, how to grow food, how to garden, how to cook. Some of y'all don't even know how to cook because you were raised in a time that fast food was the only way to go. And so you missed out on those skills, or you missed out on the skills of having grandmothers and great-grandmothers to show you those ways. It's the time you grew up in. That's not an excuse, though, because there's many people who will teach you. There's also YouTube, but if we lose power, grid goes down, those kind of things, you're not going to have that. So that's why I encourage you to buy books on self-sufficiency, get with a mentor. Again, I'm going to say get with a mentor 15 times throughout this video, so you will start looking for your relatives who can teach you that, the older people in the community who can teach you those things, the people of your church who can teach you those things, whatever. And your church can be whatever. It can be an actual real church, or your church can be out on the beach or out in the community or whatever. Those people, your tribe, your church, your whatever you want to call it. Find them. It's time to find them. Gather your families, people. Gather your families. So I'm not going to keep you out here very long or on here very long. I'm going to get my Diet Coke, because you know I love them, and get out there and get busy and plant some more, because I'm not asleep. I'm awake. I'm awake. And my ancestors are calling. Whether you believe in that kind of stuff or not, my ancestors are saying, you better plant those fields. You better teach who you can teach. Keep shouting it out. If they listen, they listen. If they don't, they don't. Are you listening? I know a lot of y'all say she's a crazy lady. She is crazy. McDonald's is always going to be there. Domino's is always going to deliver. And I don't have to worry about it. Let me know next year or next month or next week how that's working for you if you're not going to get out and learn something. Okay? Much love, everybody. I'll keep shouting it out. Hope you keep watching. That you learn something. I'll show you as we go. Much love, everybody. Get out in your garden. Stop laughing. Get out in your garden.